Ambassador Dr. Tom. Oh, right. Is the corporate around? Is the corporate here? Do we have the corporate ready? Corporate. Okay, please, corporate. Please, let's have you very quickly. The corporate has a chief of marketing officer very quickly. Corporate Brian Tegoso too. I think you better be in the best position to do this. As well as you know, for corporate very quickly. Thanks a lot, but I know that we do intend to learn so much from you. I'm also coming to learn here. I'm not the secretary, so to speak. We are all technical because this is Africa. So, corporate, so please tell us exactly what we are here to do, what we intend to learn, how we can apply AI to our daily lives, and why we want to have this training for this migration of our people in this world.
Thank you very much. BPI,
Machine Technology with Quality Through Training.
BPI,
Machine Technology with Quality Through Training.
Machine Technology with Palliative Through Training.
BPI.
It's my pleasure to be among us this afternoon. If you look at the screen, what we actually have is BPI Zenqira soft launch. On this part, I'll be talking about BPI, which is the modern organization of why we are here. BPI is a community aggregator. When I mean a community aggregator is, so first of all, BPI stands for Big Agro Palliative Initiative. That's the beginning of BPI. Big Agro Palliative Initiative. So we are an agri-tech company dedicated to improving lives through technology, through palliative support, and through training. BPI stands for these three pillars: technology, palliative support, and what? And training. Our mission is to create sustainable solutions for social challenges using innovative technology. What we have here is the BPI Foundation Pillar. So I just mentioned that BPI stands on 3 pillars. So the pillars are technology, driving innovative and digital solutions, and palliative, providing critical support for basic needs and welfare. I'll be talking more on the palliative, because that is part of what BPI 3 pillars is. Then lastly, we have the training. So in BPI, we have an avalanche of training. So if you want to learn any skill, be it digital, non-digital, agro-based, as far as you're a member of the BPI initiative, you can learn any skill you want for free, because you are a member of the initiative. For the technology, is the aspect that contains the Zenqira AI training. The MD CEO will be talking about that aspect. But briefly, I want to talk about the aspect of the palliative. So we'll be talking briefly on the aspect of the palliative. So we believe in BPI that the time for complaint is over. What do I mean? Over the years, especially in this part of the world, we have hope on our governments and our leaders to the type of life that we want desire. But over the years, sorry to say, they will not live up to expectations. Who keep complaining, who keep groaning without finding a solution. So BPI was born out of the need to find a solution to the basic problems or issues, especially financial and economic issues that we face, especially in this part of the world, Nigeria, and in general in Africa. So our government has failed in that respect, and BPI as an initiative, as a community aggregator, is bringing, our mission is to bring 100 million community members together, which will live independently, away from what the government is offering. And the system we have built is so that it will be able to take care of our every needs, especially as it relates to financial and economic. As we go on, we'll be able to see how the BPI innovative strategy will be able to address any of these needs. So we have what we call the BPI value chain pillars as well. Apart from the 3 pillars of BPI, we have what we call the BPI value chain. So the BPI value chain encompasses all that we do in BPI. So on the first slide, the first BPI value chain, we have the BPI core product and services, which is what I just mentioned, which encompasses the 3 pillars. Those are the BPI core product and services. And these are designed to provide solutions to address immediate social needs. Those social needs being for economic needs, financial needs, and health as a perspective. Here we also have the BPI capital market education. It's part of the value chain. And this is where we have financial literacy and the market economy. So in the capital market education, with your little dollar, with your little naira, you will be able to play at the global market. You will be able to participate in the New York Stock Exchange. You will be able to participate in the top stock exchanges in the world due to the innovative technology that we have. Ordinarily, you cannot trade in the New York Stock Exchange. But with the capital market education, we'll be able to expose to you how you will be able to participate. Among the value chains in BPI, we also have the blockchain education. Whether we like it or not, the world is adopting Web3 technology. In this part of the world, especially in Nigeria, the government tries to fight it. The more they fight it, the more they see that they can't win the battle. At the end of the day, they have to even adopt the technology and come up with their own e-naira. The e-naira is built on Web3 technology. Is that also? But at the beginning, they said that nobody should participate in blockchain, cryptocurrency, and all that. But at the end of the day, they have to adopt it because it is a movement that is unstoppable. All over the world, most of what we do, we are moving away from the traditional Web 2 to Web 10. So the BPI blockchain education will bridge this gap and bring blockchain technology to the millions of the community that we are. Lastly, we have the BPI health care education. And this creates awareness and resources for improved healthcare outcomes. So we do not only want to improve our lives in terms of finance and our social needs, we also want to improve our health. So we have a whole lot of health products. Some of them talk of exercise and hair, talk of products that can help to improve your life, talk of environmental, a lot of things are the health education. So, so the BPI value chain pillar 1, which is the core products and services, we have developed a formula which we call the Formula 10 strategy. This Formula 10 strategy is what will be at the forefront in addressing the social and economic issues we just mentioned. What are some of those issues that the Formula 10 strategy can actually help us to resolve? We critically look at what are those things that borders us the most. For those of us that are not learned, one of those things that borders us the most is our annual payment of rentage. Is that also? Anytime that it is time for us to pay our rentage, if you have not managed yourself properly, if you've not done a proper, calculation, you'll be taken off guard and we'll keep struggling with that every year. But with the BPI Formula 10, we are giving you the assurance that you will not need to struggle financial or economic need that will happen. Then we also have the solution under the Formula 10 strategy. We are just talking about the issue of payment of rent. Then we also talk of payment of school fees for those of us that have children or that are following our education. This is also another issue or economic issues that we face. Every 3 months, if you have up to 1, 2, 3 kids, we know what it is, especially in the private school. You want to give them the best, actually, yes. We know what goes out of our pocket. The Formula 10 strategy is also designed to address this issue. So if you key into the Formula 10 strategy of the BPI, you will not need to struggle to pay school fees from your pocket again. It is a one-off sign-up, and you are rest assured that you will be able to take care of your school, your fees, especially as it relates to your education, your children's education for the rest of, as far as they are, until they graduate, let's put it that way, until they graduate. You will not need to worry about how you will take care of their school fees. Another major problem we face in this part of the world is power. So every now and then, as it happened last week, the national grid had to collapse up to 3 times, right? And the whole country is in darkness. The whole country, nowhere do we have light from the national grid. So even when the national grid is restored, it is still very epileptic. Sometimes we may have to be rationing, be calculating when are they bringing it. They are brought it 2 days now, they'll take it tomorrow, right? We keep calculating on our head. But with the BPI Formula 10, we are promising every member of BPI a solar power energy in their house. With the BPI Formula 10. But this is one of the basic things. Every member of BPI is being promised what? A solar power energy. You may not need to depend on the national grid again. So whether you are tenants, landlords, if your landlord allows you to have the solar panel off your roof, off his roof, that is fine. But if it doesn't, yes, you can have a backup system and you will be guaranteed an uninterrupted power supply. That is one of the social needs that the BPI Formula 10 also has. Lastly on the list, we have the business fund support, providing financial support for entrepreneurs. So for most of us, or for most people, they may want to. So we talk of unemployment, we talk of lack of job, because some of us that are employed, we are underemployed because the take home do not actually take us to our doorsteps. Before it gets to the doorstep, it doesn't take us home. So we may wish, I wish I have some fun. I have an idea of a business I can start up. Or I'm already into business, I wish I can expand. I wish I can start up something. Yes, this is one of the social needs that we experience or that we face in this part of the world. And the government doesn't care. We are left on our own. We struggle from childhood. Sometimes there are people who have this apprenticeship scheme, they have learned this scheme, they want to establish it, they have no money to set up. The BPI Formula 10 strategy is also for us to support businesses to provide funds for such businesses. So, these are some of the solutions under the BPI Formula 10 strategy. These are key solutions that we are key solutions to challenges that we face in this part of the world. So, the BPI ideology, as we said, is to raise 100 million Africa that will live above the, how do I put it? Live above what the government of the day is offering, so that we do not keep complaining, we do not keep groaning without knowing what to do. So we have a solution on our hand, and the BPI palliative aspect, that are the 3 pillars. We said we have 3 pillars: technology, palliative, and what? And training. So the BPI palliative aspect is that short technology, AI, have actually taken over. We talk of driverless cars. Is that also? We are seeing it on social media, even if we have not gotten to this aspect of the world. Those that have experienced it, they can sit in their home and order an Uber, and if the car will come, there is no driver in the car. You program where you are going, and it takes you there. If you get to a traffic light, it can stop and know that there is a traffic light. Is that also? And it can take you directly to your destination. It knows that there is a car in front of you. That is AI. So the world is moving. As part of the core values of BPI, technology, blockchain technology, AI, artificial intelligence, robotics, those are part of the value chain, and that is part of the reason why we are here. So please, while we continue on the program, we want you to pay key attention on how this aspect of AI, artificial intelligence, how we can participate in training it and earn money. A lot of us have actually started doing that for free. If you look at your WhatsApp, there is data here. Is that also? You do not query it, you do not use it to find information. The more you use it, you are training that AI. You don't know. If you go to your Facebook, there is AI, data AI attached already. You see. Ask AI anything. Have you seen it? The more you use the AI technology, the more it is. So part of the reason we are here is for us to see how to take advantage of this AI technology. It's an innovative, it's a movement, and very soon, if you are not AI compliant, you may be left behind. So these two basic aspects of the BPI value chain, technology, palliative, is part of why we are here today. I've just spoken briefly on the palliative aspect. The MECO will be taking us on the Zenqira aspect of the technology. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Robert. I'll put a hands together for covering this he said something very significant about how mental health, the owner of Facebook and all of that, how he synchronizes contacts. And I noticed sometime recently, because I'm not, sometimes I don't pay attention to some of these things, but I just noticed that every time I make a call, I'm calling somebody for the very first time, I'm simply in contact on my phone. Give it some time. Go to Facebook, it will suggest that right to you. Have you ever noticed? And I wonder how I get your contact. I've not met you before. You have no business being on my suggestion friends or whatever on Facebook, but the moment I called you, or I saved your number on my contact list, in a couple of hours, it suggests you as friends. So it's making it easier for us to connect with people, and that's a whole lot of, that's one of the things that I have been doing. I want to say once again, thank you, because we can most schools today, it's either they are running out of ideas because they cannot financially continue to run the school. So what they do is increase school fees. What don't even have to pay? I have free and I know how much I pay. At some point I was, why are we increasing school fees almost every time? And the truth is, if you look at it very well, you can't believe this. But they also want to lose to us. So in all of it, who loses as a wins? I'm not saying serious major challenge. A lot of people have withdrawn their students or their works or their children from private schools because they can no longer pay those fees. And even the teachers don't even enjoy giving the salaries. Where would the money come from? When parents are not able to pay. So these are some of the problems, the challenges that we are all facing. And we all understand that AI can solve some of these problems. If you have knowledge about some of these things, the solutions are right under your nose. And that is what, of course, my very, very good friend of myself, Dr. Don Gilead, will be helping us to demystify in the next couple of minutes. He will be talking to us exactly, giving us an overview of the Formula 10 initiative, focus on its impact and community support. And hopefully he can also talk to us about other aspects that we need to understand here today. Please can we put our hands together for Ambassador Dr. Don Gillian and the sleeves. Please put your hands, please. Still doing Ambassador, you know, actually, we just sometimes that my parents encouraged us to learn psychic many years ago. People have been amongst the it's never too late because I can tell them I'm going to get some ideas from what people are studying and see this. So if you have kids, please stop chasing them to become doctors. It's good to become doctors and all of that, but the greatest thing you can give your child right now is to expose them to technology. It's the face of everything. You can't take it away from it. But if you think it's a joke, you find out very soon.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is a pleasure to be in your midst this afternoon. And on this note, I want to start by saying that the faces that is here present shows that Africa is going to be great. Everybody say Africa is going to be great. Africa is going to be great. On this note, we always have a mantra. And that is why, if not for anything, you take that home. Because this is actually a community and this is a movement that we have actually just started. And that is why we are going to learn this today, because we are a community aggregator. So when I say BPI, you tell me matching technology with palliative through training. And when I say matching technology with palliative through training, you say what? BPI. Can we try that? Yes. BPI.
Matching technology with palliative through training.
BPI.
Matching technology with palliative through training.
Matching technology with palliative through training.
BPI.
In fact, this is motivating. Can we encourage ourselves?
Yes.
Can we encourage ourselves?
Yes.
This is a new man. That is a new man. That is a new man. In the BPI community, we know those who are with us and those who join. So now, in a count of 2, can we give ourselves 1, 2, 3. BPI.
Matching technology with palliative through training.
BPI.
Matching technology with palliative through training.
Matching technology with palliative through training.
BPI.
Can we encourage ourselves?
Yes.
Give us 1, 2, 3. Thank you very much for that. So, at any place, at any time when you see BPI, know that it is this organization that is at the forefront of advancing technology, palliative, and what? Training. This afternoon, I'm going to be talking about the BPI value chain, but with focus on technology. For many of us who are here, some of us heard us on radio, and when we spoke about artificial intelligence, many of us became interested, and that is why we are here. Today, something significant is going to happen because the BPI movement is actually focused on changing the narrative. And what is that narrative? We want to be at the forefront in being deliberate about our intention on what we call the neural network. Everybody say neural network.
Neural network.
The neural network of artificial intelligence is simply the brain of AI. Everybody say brain of AI.
Brain of AI.
That's what it is. But we must be intentional. So during the course of my presentation, innovative technology, then you need to identify yourself with what? With BPI. But my keynote address is going to be talking about the synergy between artificial intelligence and blockchain technology. Everybody say artificial intelligence. Everybody say blockchain technology. So I want to ask, how many of us understand blockchain technology? I understand blockchain technology. Can you wave your hand for me? Yes. Some of us do, some of us don't. But today, I'm going to make it very simple. At least, this is the beginning of the journey of where we are going. And that is why after today's launch, we are going to draw your attention to our HQ, where you can be part and parcel of what we do, and the third pillar of BPI is going to be expanded, which is what? Training. Now, let me draw your mind with regards to explaining what technology or what blockchain is. The name blockchain is very big. Is that also?
In and out, what comes in and what goes out.
Thank you very much. A ledger simply means an account, a book. Do we get that? Yes. That records in and what? Out. Do you know that that is what blockchain is? But we have been talking about it. Many of us think that it is something that is too big, right? So what we want to take note is that blockchain technology, it simply means it's an accounting system that is not managed by man. It is actually digitalized. That means there is no central body controlling it. Now, if you apply that in finance, you will understand that many of us have, do we have anybody that have an access bank account here? What about GT Bank? Can you send money from access to GT? Yes. When you send money, if you have 1 million naira and you send 500,000 to somebody, will your account balance be 1 million? No. I don't hear that. Will your account balance be 1 million? No. What will happen to your account? It will deduct, right? Who is in charge of deducting it? No. No. Central Bank. The Central Bank of Nigeria is the one reconciling that ledger. That when you debit this account, you credit this one. And we trust them. But sometimes, government can be funny if they want to be funny. Is that also? So now, that is the explanation of a physical what? Ledger. But in blockchain technology, you don't need anybody to manage it. Once you send it, there is what we call nodes that will confirm it. And once it is confirmed, it is broadcasted to all the computers around the world. And once they accept it, nobody can do what? Can change it. That is why we say it is what? Immutable. So it means that if you want to change any record in a blockchain network, you will actually change all the record in all the computers in the world. Is it possible? And that is why people are beginning to trust blockchain technology. And what that means is that blockchain technology can be applied in every aspect of life. But our presentation today is going to be focused on the relationship between blockchain and artificial intelligence. Next slide. Now, when we talk about what is the relationship between blockchain and artificial intelligence, that is where we are going to be talking about Zenqira. Everybody say Zenqira. Zenqira. The relationship between blockchain and artificial intelligence is very simple. When you mention artificial intelligence, you talk about data processing. Everybody say data processing. But this data that is being processed, if that data is manipulated, will the artificial intelligence produce good results? No. So that means that artificial intelligence is garbage in and what? Garbage out. So you see that even though they call it artificial intelligence, we as humans, we also have room to do what? To play. Since we know that artificial intelligence is the ability to process computing or be able to process data, we must be interested in the kind of data that we feed what? Artificial intelligence. It is on this note that blockchain becomes very important. Why? Because remember, one of the components of blockchain is that you cannot alter it, you cannot manipulate it, you cannot change it. BPI.
Machine technology with palliative through training.
BPI.
Machine technology with palliative through training.
Matching technology with palliative through training.
BPI.
Now, since we know that we cannot manipulate it, right? It means that in order for us to have an artificial intelligence that is trusted, that is reliable, we must look at where the source of that data is coming from. Now, I want to ask, when you have an accounting system that every information you put in, you cannot go and clean it or change it because of your personal interest. And you have another one where you can be able to, if it does not favor you, you remove some 0 and put some 1 so that the thing account will do what? Will balance. Now the question I want to ask you, if you are the MP of the company, which of those applications will you take? I didn't hear that. right? Can someone tell me why you take the one that you cannot alter? Why?
The reason is that the trust will be built in transactions.
Trust will be built in what transaction? Yes.
Also, human interference will be limited.
Human interference will be what? Limited. Now, these things you have said is actually part of the components of what? Of blockchain. And that is why you see organizations evolving today. And individuals from the technology world, we are now living what we call Web 2. To what? Web 3. Can we say that? Web 2. To what? Web 3. Because Web 3 is actually an advanced technology that projects freedom, that projects trust, that projects transparency. And this is part of what BPI is advocating. Now, on this note, having explained blockchain, it is now time for us to look at artificial what? Intelligence. And that is why we're going to be looking at Zenqira. Next slide. Tonight, many of you may have been doing something. And what is that? You have been querying AI. If MC said where he gets inspiration is in the bathroom or in the toilet, am I correct? Yes. That's where you get inspiration. But now with AI, he doesn't need to go to the washroom. He will be on his bed and he can be able to prompt his what? His thoughts. But do you know that those activities that you are doing in order at AI prompt, right? You are doing it for free. But you are actually helping that artificial intelligence to learn. That's what we call machine what? Learning. The more complex those questions are prompted, the more advanced, the more ability that particular artificial intelligence can be able to what? To reason. But now, we want to now talk about something that we want every one of you that is here to be involved. And that is what BPI stands for. We are on a movement to raise 100 million Africans to be part of those who are training artificial intelligence. We are the forefront, as long as Africa is concerned, with our partners Zenqira, to be at the forefront in training artificial intelligence. But we are deliberate for one thing. And what are we deliberate about? We are intentional because we want AI to recognize Africa. We want AI to recognize our culture. We want AI to recognize our communities. We want AI to recognize our ideals. But for that to be possible, we must be what? Intentional. BPI. BPI. Matching technology with palliative through training. How many of us who are here seated want to be among those who will train artificial intelligence? If you are interested, can you see with your hands? Yes. For as many of us that is here for this soft launch, we want to say it is going to be a new narrative. But then, let us ask this question. What is AI training? AI training refers to the process by which machine learning models, especially those in deep learning, are taught to perform tasks by processing and learning patterns from what? Data. Data is very, very important. And this data that is important, it means that you need to contribute because we want everybody's perception to query the artificial intelligence network. Whether you are the up, whether you are the bottom, whether you are poor, whether you are rich, whether you are middle class, we are going to help you to know what we call data prompting. Next slide. Why is AI training important? We're going to look at about 6 points. One is what? Tax automation. For some of us, you would agree with me that there are companies that produce automobile. And some of these particular places where critical things are done, human involvement is actually risky. Do you know that most of those tasks, artificial intelligence is now modeled to carry out that task instead of what? Humans. So, AI is very important. Some people say that AI before now is mark of the beast. It is CCCs. But today, how many of us believe in that concept? No. It's all about technology world evolving. So now, on this note, tax automation is very important. Complex activities that humans cannot embark upon, or when humans want to embark on that, it's very hard. AI is trained to do what? To carry out that particular task. Do you know that there are some AI that has been trained, it has been undergoing learning for the last 7 years? The AI is still training, still learning, and they are testing it so that it can become what? Perfect. Why? Because there's no room for what? Mistake. If AI make mistake, how will the consequence be? It is going to be very disastrous. So that is why test upon test is done before it is done. So tax what? Automation. Adaptability. I want to give an example. Do you know that if you are using Google Map, and Google Map told you that this is the place to this particular destination, and you tell Google Map, I will not follow that place, I will follow where I know. And every time you keep on following that place where you know. After 3, 4, 5 times, when you put that address again, will Google Map go to that one? It will follow your own. BPI. So AI is trained to be adaptable. Once the data match, it becomes what? Adaptable. I want to give an instance. For many persons who have been prompted, when you ask a question about African princess with what? African what? Prince. AI is more familiar with African prince. And if you prompt it for it to give you result, image, it will give you a black handsome prince. But if you want to interpret African princess, it will bring a white lady because it doesn't know that Africa has what? Princess. BPI. That is a problem. Do you agree? Yes. I can't hear that. Do you agree? Yes. It means that there is a gap. And that is the reason why BPI is saying this is just one, and there are so many of these that is actually coming on board. So the question is, how can all of us be involved in changing this world narrative? And that is why BPI says it is time for us to become data mappers. Everybody say data mappers. Data mappers. So you can become a data mapper. And what is your job? Your job is to query AI and do what? See the results and give your own report. You can either accept or not what? Accept. And the more we keep on responding to this prompt with diverse questions, the AI brain will begin to what? BPI. Next slide. I want to talk a little bit about data cost and storage. Because AI needs computing power. Everybody say computing power. It means that organizations that is actually producing CPUs and TPUs, they are actually in very serious business because data storage is very, very important. Organizations that have set up AI infrastructure need storage, they need data, they need data center to be able to to get and gather information. So that means it is a big business. And we are proud to say that our partner Zenqira have its own data center in Netherlands. Can we encourage Zenqira? Yes. Can we encourage Zenqira? Yes. Please, Zenqira 1, 2, 3. So we are actually supporting this particular move to actually contribute to computing power in the global space. Since we know that storage is very important, for some of us who are in Web 2, who have a website, I want to ask this question. When your subscription for 1 year in your domain is expiring, how do you feel? I want somebody to answer that question. How do you feel when your domain name and your server wants to what? Expire? How will your life look like? I need comment. Yes. You are cut off from the world. I need a tech person to see that. Yes, we have David Bar, one of our artificial intelligence experts.
Yeah, it's a very serious question. But I think it happened to us 2010, 2011. I had an e-learning platform, which was hosted in California. And somehow the guy that was behind it, somehow they lost data. Imagine data of people, students from different countries and all that. It was really hard. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Now, I want to talk about the aspect of the business for those people who are providing this service. The only thing that they will tell you is a reminder that 7 days that your subscription will expire. And they will not tell you that thing again. Whether you want to sell your house or sell your car, you will quickly have to do it so that you can retain that information. And you are ready to pay. Those of us who are in Nigeria, even if they tell you that the subscription is $500, the time you started it in Nigeria, dollar was 300. But now, as the things is going very well, dollar now is now 2,000. Will you say you will not pay? I don't hear that. Will you not pay? You must pay. Whether dollar is even 10,000, the people who are providing the data, they want to know? They don't want to know. So you must pay because you want to hold on and keep your what? Your data. The same thing is also applicable in the Web3 space. Those who are providing artificial intelligence need computing power. And any organization that is providing storage, that is providing accumulation of this data, is actually very, very relevant in the stream of time. And that's why Zenqira is actually at the forefront, that we are well positioned. In the next 10 years, we will actually be very relevant in providing support to artificial intelligence infrastructure. Next slide. Just like we have what we call, how do we recognize our USB? The USB flash you have, how do you classify the storage? In what unit? Yes, gigabytes. Yes, terabytes. In the aspect of computing power, because Zenqira is actually providing this particular computing power, the provision of this is classified as what we call FLOPS. It stands for floating point operation per seconds. Can we say that? Floating point operations per what? Seconds. It is a measure of a computer's performance, specifically its ability to perform calculations involving floating point numbers. In simple terms, FLOPS is a way to gauge how quickly a computer or a specific computer component, which is CPU, can do what? Maths. So when we talk about technology, we talk about data, we're only talking about what? Maths. Because all these things you have seen that have been developed around the world, do you know that it is 0 and 1? And that is it. The ability to manipulate 0 and what? 1. And that is what you have seen, that science have used that to create things. So, in Zenqira, you have an opportunity to contribute by acquiring what we call computing power. So the question is, why should I acquire computing power? Next slide. The reason why you need to acquire computing power from Zenqira is connected to the following. One, when you buy computing power, you automatically have a segment from Zenqira's data center. That data center is where this particular calculations is being processed. So when you buy computing power, you have a small segment of it, and it opens up a contract for 4 years. That 4 years enables you to do two things. One, it enables you to participate in what we call artificial intelligence world training. Everybody say AI training. AI training. So if I buy computing power, I have the opportunity to participate in what? Artificial intelligence world training. But there's another benefit. The other benefit is that your data center access is also what? Mining what we call the GLM world token. The GLM token is actually a decentralized peer-to-peer computing platform built on what? On blockchain. Now, this is where it becomes interesting. That's why we say the combination of blockchain and artificial what? Intelligence. So when you buy computing power, you are given a fractional ownership and a fractional right to actually get your reward for buying that computing power in GLM. So the GLM coin is actually an infrastructure token connected to miners who are providing computing power. This GLM, the interesting thing is that it's already listed in Binance. How many of us know Binance here? Yes. So the GLM token is listed where? In Binance. But there is something more. And that is why BPI is very much interested in this project. When you buy the computing power, it gives you the opportunity to have a 4 years contract to participate in artificial intelligence world training. What does that mean? It means that every single day you have the right to be able to what? To do what we call prompting. To query the artificial intelligence with 5 to 7 word questions. BPI. How many of us want to sit in the comfort of your home and the job that you have is to begin to teach artificial intelligence and help it reason very well? How many of us are interested in that kind of job? Sitting in the comfort of your home and doing what? Prompting. But do you agree with me that 4 years contract is not easy? How many of us can begin to imagine? I need people to bring out calculator. Calculator. Can you multiply 5 multiply by 30? 5 times 30. 100 and what? 150. 150 times 12. 1,800. 1,800 times 4. 7,200. BPI. For any of us that is here that want to start off a career with BPI Zenqira, what it simply means that as you start this journey, you must begin to think of 7,200 questions in relation to Africa and things around you. And you must be generating this question from your what? From your brain. Now, 7,200 multiplied by 1 million. 7,200 multiplied by 1 million. How many is that? 7,200 multiplied by 1 million. 7 what? 7.2 billion. 7.2 billion. That means that with BPI 1 million members, in the next 4 years, we must have prompted the neural network with 7.2 billion questions. Now, for those of us who have ChatGPT, you can now begin to ask ChatGPT that an organization that is actually querying AI with Afrocentric question of 7.2 billion, what would be the outcome of that particular word query? AI will tell you that they have not seen an organization like that, but if there is, Africa, everything about Africa will be very clear. Can we encourage ourselves? Yes. Can we encourage ourselves? Yes. 1, 2, 3. The government alone cannot do this, and that is why BPI is stepping out. And we are saying that we can contribute our quota. And what is the quota? Raise men, teach women to be part of BPI Zenqira. To ask what? Questions. So you don't even need the technical aspect of it. Once you begin to ask questions, there is something that begins to happen next. What is that? There is something that comes to your what? Pocket. I want to ask the question. The average African man, after the person has gone to school and he has come back to school, what is the purpose of going to school? I like that contribution. Can you echo it? What is the purpose of going to school?
It's because of wallet and our family care.
He has changed it. And let me share what I heard. He said for going to school, his wallet swell up. Wallet what? Swell up. Now, in Africa, are we very intelligent people? I can't hear that. Yes. Are we very intelligent? Yes. We are very, very intelligent. When you tell an African man that this place is very, very hard, and you are able to show to the African man that wallet swell up can come out from that place, will the African man let that in? Don't forget about the technology. We learn it. And that is why we said in BPI, that aspect we have broken it down. That all you need is to identify yourself with what? With BPI. And we will train you on how you can be able to what? To prompt. And once you prompt, you will now be able to do what? To begin to query. Now, this is where it becomes interesting. For any computing power you have purchased, because you are part of those that train AI, within 6 months, you will do what? You will cover the cost of the computing what? Power. Now ask yourself this question. Last year, there were some of us that had 5 million naira. Some had 1 million naira. And there are some people who are not of this generation, when you tell them, how are you going to protect this money? He said, I'm going to put it in fixed deposit. So I can be seeing the money and knowing that that money is always worth there. If you carry that particular 1 million naira, let's say a year ago, and go to the bank and put it, and after putting it, this year you go back again and check in your bank account. That 1 million, did the 1 million reduce? All right. Yes. Let's hear from you, sir. Can you pass that to me? One house, please. Thank you very much. Can we encourage you? Yes. Give me 1, 2. The volume, that figure, 1 million, it will not change. But what that 1 million can do, what will happen? That is why when you become part of BPI, we are going to teach you what we call financial intelligence. Financial intelligence. So that you can actually maximize what you have. So one of the ways that we are going to be helping our members is by enabling them to do what? To participate in AI what? Training. All you do is to acquire computing power, and every day you begin to make money. Because your computing power is mining GLM for you, and every day you are asking the AI questions, and then you are also being what? Paid. Within 6 months, whatever amount you spend to acquire that computing power, you will get it. But remember, it is how many years contract? 4 years. So ask yourself this question. If I use plus or minus $100 and I actually buy computing power and I start mining GLM, and then in 6 months of questioning the artificial intelligence and the mining, I'm able to get back my $100. The remaining 3.5 years, what is that? That is profit. We are not talking about a 6 to 5 job. We are saying that something or the skill that we're going to help you so that you can be able to attain that goal. What does that mean? It means that there is an opportunity in this particular work space. But can we do it alone? No. We cannot. You need what? Support. And that is why BPI is actually saying today, we are actually officially going to open this to the world, to Nigeria, and by extension to what? To Africa. There are many persons today who want to know more about how they can begin to train artificial intelligence. They need to identify themselves with what? BPI. And we will be able to what? To help them navigate. Next slide. When you are part of an industry, it is important you ask what is the volume, what is the future value of that what? Market. I want somebody to look at the screen. What are you seeing here? That the global artificial intelligence market size was valued 2020 what? 2. That means AI market or business did not start what? Today. For many of you, sometimes when you think about Toyota Corolla, or you begin to browse Toyota Corolla on your phone, every time you check your phone, you see advert of Toyota Corolla. What is doing that? Artificial what? Intelligence. Now, as of 2022, the artificial intelligence market was valued for $454.12 billion what? Dollars. The question is, if I want to jump, I want to play around where there is money. That means if this is the market size, I want to ask anybody, how much of this one do you want to collect? Is there anybody? 1 naira? 1,000? You better know what you want because the market size is very what? Is good. But what is going to happen in the future in 2032? Look at that. Can somebody go say that?
It's expected to be around 20 trillion. 2 million.
You know that there's some calculator that cannot call that number. Some calculator cannot. But I need somebody to call that for me. 2.5 what? 2.5 trillion. You see, we have a lot of mathematicians here. Even though we've not collected it in our bank, we can call it. But what we are saying now is that we can be able to now begin to earn in dollars. What that means is that as long as we are in Nigeria, the power of our money, is it strong or weak? It is very weak. And it is falling by the what? Day, by the hour, by the minute. The question is, you need an alternative. You need to function in an environment that is not of this particular local tier. So this is what we are looking at. And the statistics says that it is going to move at 19%. So the question is, are you ready to be part of the changes of what is going to happen next? Next slide. Next slide. So it is on this note that I want to actually share. But this time around, I'm not going to do that because the co-founder of Zenqira will actually be joining us shortly. So we should stay back and see it. How many of us? Yes. So we're going to do that. But before then, let us see how your life is going to look like when you decide to follow us in terms of what would be of you. For many persons who start their job as a banker, they want to grow in career. Is that also? Yes. And then become a manager, have vacation, travel, go to Dubai, and live life. Is that also? Do you also know that when you become part of BPI Zenqira, there is a career path that has been prepared? That as you grow, you can be able to attain every aspect of life. That I'm going to show you now. Go straight to the down. How your life, your career is going to be like in this particular work project. Go down. Alright, back. Go. When you actually become part of this project, that means you are training artificial intelligence. That means you have purchased computing world power. The truth of the matter is that everybody can start because you don't need so many computers or millions of what? Naira. All you need is to actually buy at least 5 units of what? computing power. And how much is 5 units of computing power? It is just $50 what? And that can be the journey of you getting started. But when you start, something begins to happen. Because I want to ask this question. If you are actually working with this particular project and you are making money every day and your life is good, will you tell your friend? Yes. Will you tell your friend? Yes. You will tell your friend. And even your enemy. Somebody said your enemy too. So now, Zenqira have created a career path that as you actually are making money and you have proof, share it with your what? Friends. Once you do, it has created a career path. This is one of the things that you start to gain. One, the first career benefit for you when you are taking in this particular project is that you will have given what 20 units of computing power. And what is the requirement? 1,000 Zenqira career points. Once you get it, Zenqira will say thank you and give you what 20 units of computing power. Your next reward is actually 80. You have 80 units of computing what? Power. I don't know who can call that phone that is there. iPhone what? Can somebody give me the estimate of the amount in Naira? How much is that in Naira? 2.5 what? Million. Because when you have 20, you have 80 units. When you bring out your phone supposed what? Makes sense. Because you are now an artificial intelligence what? Trainer. Because your rank will not grow. But life is just beginning. Because somebody that have an iPhone, what will happen next? Please, let's show the next career benefit. How many of us have seen this kind of computer? MacBook. Is there anybody that want to receive it as you go? Yes. Can I want to receive it? Yes. Can you give me a waiver? Yes. Can you encourage yourself? Yes. Give yourself 1, 2, 3. The journey of life has just begun. The next one. Do you know that travel is experience? How many of us want to travel? Travel is what? Life. In fact, if you have somebody that has not gone to school, but the person is a traveler, if you bring somebody who has gone to school, will you see a difference? Yes. The difference is there. So, in here, as you join with us, we're going to help you to travel around the world. Next slide. What car is this? I can't see that. Can somebody pronounce that car? BMW. How many series? 3 series. In this particular career you have built to train AI, you have the opportunity to have this as a parting gift from Zenqira, telling you that your contribution to the neural network globally is what appreciated. Next slide. What car is that? That is a Porsche 911. How will your garage look like? That the first one came, BMW 3 Series. The next one came again, Porsche 911. Can we encourage ourselves? Yes. Can we encourage ourselves? Yes. Give ourselves 1, 2, 3. This world is going to be yours, but you must be with the right kind of people. Do you agree? Yes, sir. Your association, the information, that will determine how far you will do what? You will go. And that is why today we are opening our doors. BPI is built on 3 foundational pillars. Technology, palliative, and what? Training. And with this, there is nothing that we cannot solve. All you need is to identify yourself with this what? Movement. We cannot depend on the government again. But with technology, we can make a difference. When we set up BPI, we said at United Nations, we are not going to beg. We are not going to go to African Union and begin to beg for poverty alleviation. Why? Because we have been able to develop systems that will begin to touch the life of people under our palliative. But when you come close to BPI, we will not only be able to get you through that. Next slide. Now, when I have what? I want you to begin. They say you need to visualize. How many of you visualize it? This year is ending. 2024 is ending. BPI is already preparing this community for what? 2025. We are not going to wait for 2025 to come. We are starting our 2025 today. The question is, are you ready to be part of this particular world movement? Before we end today, we are going to be seeing those who would actually begin to move around that. This is the climax of your experience for training artificial world intelligence. And we are saying that you can start with as low as what? $50. It means that when we train you, you will now be able to say to people, financial world intelligence. Let's do the math. If I have 20 million naira that put in a fixed deposit, and then after 1 year, they say they will give me like about 16%. And that 16%, they give it to me, but naira to dollar has now moved from 1,700 to 2,500. How much is that your 20 million naira? Change very good now. But we can tell you that you can actually use that to convert that into computing world power. And you start training artificial intelligence. In 6 months, you are able to get back that your money. And the remaining 3.5 years of asking AI this question, you will also be making money, not in naira, but in dollars. Can we encourage BPI Zenqira? Yes. Give us 1, 2, 3. This is what we are looking out for. But remember, there is one aspect of BPI, which is what? Training. The only thing that makes a difference is the knowledge that you what? Acquire. And that is why BPI is different. And that is why after today, we are saying that you need to come over to our HQ, where the fiber of what we do is what? Training. Because knowledge, they say it's what? Power. Take this from me. 2025, 2026, 2027, 2028 is going to be a year for those who are digitally inclined or crypto world inclined. You agree? Yes. Have you started seeing the manifestation? Yes. The number one citizen of America is who? Is Trump. And he is what? A crypto world man. And the second that is giving him back, who is that person? I can't hear. Who is the person? Elon Musk. Can you imagine that even know Elon Musk? Can we encourage him? Give him 1, 2. What does he say? That you need to move from where you are and shift. Take it from me. What is happening today? Bitcoin is moving 89, 90, 91, 92. BPI, we are monitoring it. It's one of your benefits. We will tell you where to go, how to go, and how to grab your share from that market. Can you encourage BPI? Yes. Now, having said that, it is important that we take note that we need to get started. And that is why on this note, we will actually be given an opportunity to now, while we prepare for the co-founder to actually join us, let us show you how you can actually train artificial intelligence. It is not difficult. And you can be able to see how that can be able to work translate. This is probably our Zenqira artificial intelligence prompt. When you actually log in, you will be able to see an experience. This account is showing us that it's already mining GLM because it is a $50 account because it bought 5 units of computing power. And so far, for this account, it has actually mined 17.69 GLM. And this particular account has actually earned about 49 US dollars. What does that mean? In Zenqira project, there are 4 or 3 different assets that this gives you access to. 1, you have access to GLM, which is what you mine. 2, you have access to what? Zenqira what? Token, which is the utility token of Zenqira. And the last is the USDT, which is the money you can spend now when you begin to create an opportunity or tell other people about this. This is the summary. So you can see 6 TFLOP, which is the unit, and this is happening real time. It's saying that in the next 17 hours, 43 seconds, the next reward that this computing power as mine will drop. So far, it has dropped 9.14. And once this number gets to 0, it will drop 0.205060 units because it's having just 6 units of computing power. If you have more computing power, you have more access to the what? To the GLM. Now, let us now look at how do we train artificial intelligence. Very simple, but you must be prepared. You need to begin to think about all the kind of African questions because that is what BPI is interested in. African what? Question. African what? Questions. African what? Questions. That is why we are doing this. So we want our culture not to be raised. We don't want any other person to tell us who we are. We want to say it by ourselves. And that's why we're going to show you how that can be done. You can see this account is having 5 queries to do today. So, what do we do next? Can you click on that? AI training, yes. So this is where you do the prompting. For those of us who are doing ChatGPT, when you ask a question, you give the answer. Also, now you want to now do that prompt. So, I want 5 African questions. Volunteer number 1. If you want to ask something, volunteer number 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, I need a lady. Yes, 5. Go on. Let us ask the first one. What's the question? Take notes and chat. Type in them.
Oshodi market, how does it look like?
Oshodi market, how does it look like? Let us ask it. Oshodi market. Let us see whether the AI knows Oshodi. Oshodi market. How does it look like? Lagos, Nigeria. All right. Ask here. Let's see. What's going to tell us? Oshodi. Let him he's thinking about Oshodi. That's it. This is not to let what. BPI. BPI. I can't hear that. Can we avoid ourselves? Yes. Give yourself 1, 2, 3. Now, this is where the work starts. The man asks, what are your questions? How does it look like? But now look at what the AI, that's what it has shown us. Now, let us now do the work here. The first question there is, how well did this picture produced by artificial intelligence meet your expectation? What is our percentage? Is it 10, 20, 30, or 100%? Please stand up. This question that you ask, how well does this picture meet your expectation? What is your answer?
I can say 40%.
40? You can see African movement. So you give it what? 40%. Give it 40%. 40%. So you give it 40%. Because the thing is not like Oshodi. And what is it telling AI? You never see Oshodi.
Yes.
You need to get real what? Oshodi. What is this interpretation doing of this data? If 10 people or 10,000 persons and you show them that this is Oshodi and we give it 40% and some give it 10, the AI knows that this is not what? Oshodi. That's what we call data mapping. Can we acknowledge ourselves? Yes. Give us 1, 2. Next question. Does the AI is the one interpreting? Your job is to give it what? A score. The processing of this data, the mathematical computation and the integration in it is not your problem. The combination is to be able to get its own result over time. Our job is what we feel So give me 30%. How is the quality of this image? Don't look at the screen, if you look at your phone sharp. So how is the quality? What do you mean? We're giving what? 20%. Say 20%. BPI. Wow. Listen to it. Why did you say 20%?
Because the quality will not look like what I desire.
Good. Now, the reason why we need to do this is that we are not going to be with you in your house in terms of when you give this call. Nobody is looking at us what to do. But one thing is certain, that data is very important. However it is. Because your perception with this person will not be the same. And take note, this prompting, as you see it now, if you ask the same question in your own phone, this system will give you another word, image. BPI. So he has given this particular score, and can you submit that? Because he has finished his task. Once he submits it, it has actually been stored in the neural world network. Alright, go back to AI world training. For doing this thing that he has just done, he has actually been paid. Go down. Yes, he has already earned 0.062 GLM for this tax he has just done. And GLM is already listed in Binance. That data is your own. So that means you can begin to use this image in your WhatsApp, in your Snapchat, anywhere. If I may begin to bring in information, they begin to ask, where are you even creating all of this? It is your own information. So you have earned 0.062. Alright. Now, that is question number 1. He says, how is what? Ocean. Now, the second question. Yes.
How much does it take to get married in an hour?
This is a sentence. So, part of what we are going to teach you is how to codify questions. It's not sentence. Because the way AI reasoning is different from the way we speak. Human language is different from what? Neural language. Sheyi, can you do that? Right statement. Through Nigeria. Anambra, Nigeria. BPI. Now we are calling ourselves once more. Give us 1, 2, 3. Go up. This is what the AI has implemented. White man. Alright. So this is what we are saying. The neural network will need to query, will need to prompt, and it will give us its interpretation. It is us that will need to adjust. Now, the person who have asked the question, how well will this picture produced by artificial intelligence meet your expectations, sir? How many percentage are you giving it?
I give you 10%.
The person says he gives you 10%. Next question. Does the visual reflect? Remove that thing there. Reflect the prompt you gave. What is showing you? Is that what you expect? He says what? Partially. I like that honest observation. It's partial. So what percentage are you going to give it? He said give it 10%. Give it 10%. Alright. Last question. How is the quality of the image? How is the quality? We're not talking about what's inside. How is the quality?
Based on the type of I'll give you 20%.
20%. All right. Based on the quality of the screen, I guess when you see this in your device, it's quite very good. But it said it's giving you 20%, so give you 20%. Submit. So that is the tax he has actually done. And that is what, for doing that, automatically he has what, 0.6 G. All right. Third question. Who's the third question? Yes.
Who's the first African graduate?
Who is the first African graduate? Who is the first African graduate? The first African graduate. All right. Let's see now. One house, please. All right. One house, so let's check. It has given you something, right? It has given you something. Now the question is, how well did this picture produced by artificial intelligence meet your expectation? 50% says the black man. 50%. Does this visual reflect the prompt you gave him? Does it?
Yes or no?
Yes. How many percent? Say it's giving 40%. Now, the last one. How is the quality of the image? How is the quality of the image?